Okay, up to this point, we've been mostly talking about the education of the young men. This document will focus and shed a little light on the education of females and girls, young girls. The source is one we've heard of before. It's Xenophon from the Constitution of Sparta, and this was actually written when he lived there in Sparta in the 5th century BCE. So he was actually there at the time when he wrote this document. Okay. Lycurgus believed, oh, sorry, I'm jumping right in. I apologize. I'm going to give you guys some background information while you prep the document. I was skipping all the way down here. So prep the document by writing the question at the top so we can set our purpose. The question, education in Sparta, did the strengths outweigh the weaknesses? And I'll read you my notes about background information on the Spartan girls. This is not on your screen, it's just in my notes. Spartan girls did not learn much about housekeeping because Helots' servants did all the domestic work around the house. Historians believe that Spartan girls entered the public education system, although they did not live in the barracks as boys did. Like the boys, girls were taught minimal reading and writing. Their education consisted mostly of physical training, running, jumping, throwing, wrestling, singing, and dancing. Spartan girls were assigned a husband only if they passed a physical fitness test. Spartan women were considered equal to men in most ways. They were free to go out in public and to participate in religious ceremonies, and they could inherit and manage their own property. However, they could not participate in government. The only marked graves in Sparta were those of fallen warriors and women who died in childbirth. In other words, bearing children was an honorable and even patriotic act. So men who died in battle and women who died in childbirth were considered among the most important people in Sparta. All right, let's go ahead and read the document now, and feel free just to listen as we read. So this is two separate documents, kind of. It's one document, same topic, but two separate sources. The first box is from Xenophon, 5th century BCE, and then the second one is from Plutarch, 75 CE. So that would be several hundred years later. So this is going to be a primary source. Plutarch, again, Lycurgus, is a secondary source. Even though it's an ancient resource from 2,000 years ago, he did not write it at the time. He was not an eyewitness. He was studying a lot of Xenophon's writing, actually, to come up with this information. So let's look at the primary source first. Lycurgus believed motherhood to be the most important function of freeborn women. Therefore, in the first place, he insisted on physical training for the female no less than for the male sex. Moreover, he instituted races and trials of strength for women competitors as for men, believing that if both parents are strong, they produce more vigorous offspring. So very strong parents produce very strong children and babies was the premise. Here's Plutarch's writing. In order to encourage the good education of their youth, Lycurgus went so far back as to take into consideration their very conception at birth by regulating their marriages. He ordered the maidens to exercise themselves with wrestling, running, throwing the quoit, which is an iron ring tossed like a horseshoe, and a dart is as a javelin. The casting of the dart, to the end that the fruit they conceived might, in strong and healthy bodies, take firmer root and find better growth, and might be the more able to undergo the pains of childbearing. So they were trying to make girls very, very strong, so they would have very, very strong babies and easy births. And then here we have a picture of a statue from the 5th century BCE of a Spartan dancer. So this would be a primary source because it's a photo of an actual statue. I do want you to make some notes. What do you notice about the statue, about the way she's standing, or what does she make you, how does she look to you? She looks thin and fit and pretty confident to me. Take a few notes. Go ahead and reread the document on your own closely while taking some notes. Then when you're done, you can peek at my notes and you can go through the analysis questions one by one, revealing the answers after you've thought about the questions. You can also use the online DBQ documents to take your notes. It's got kind of a color photo of the statue here, and you can put your answers down here at the bottom as you wish. All right, when you're finished, please take a photo of your notes and upload them to the Google Classroom assignment and click Turn In when you're finished with notes from documents D and E. So photos of notes from both, please. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.